Hey everyone, and welcome to the introduction to the Lex generator. You can find the Lex generator down here in the generator suite. So let's just click on that and you see we have our Lex generator window. I'll close that down here. So basically what you can see, every pair of legs consists of a hip, of upper legs, knees, lower legs, and the feet. The knees are optional, so you can just remove them. But the rest is important. So we can now do select library, and as you can see, we currently only have one library, the skeleton. So let's just select that and just directly click on show regenerate, and you see we already have a pair of legs. As you can see, there are no knees for the skeleton here. Probably that little thing could be somehow used as a knee, but we don't really need that here for the skeleton. In the later part of the video, I will show how to make your own parts compatible here, and there you will also see how the knee works. So what we now can do is just change all the angles here. So for example, if we want this skeleton to kick with the right foot, we just need this to point forwards. So it's this angle here, and you see we're already at 10 degrees. Let's increase that to like 50. And you see it's already a bit more, but we need more. Let's go with 90. And yeah, that already looks good. Now it's a bit rotated, so we could possibly either rotate the upper leg here, so rotate it a bit outwards, like minus 20 degree. And if you plot that now, you see it's here rotated a bit outwards, and we can also do that later for the foot. So like here, also giving like 18 degrees. And if I now redraw it again, you see the foot is here. And basically that's already the whole functionality of this Lex generator. You just can change all the angles here. And yeah, that's it already. We have the mirror pose here. If I click that and redraw it, you see it's just the other side. I have this make feet flat option. If you click that, it will change the angles here of the feet. So both feet are like perfectly flat on the ground. So especially if you want to put models on flat bases, this is an option. But if you have like a running pose, then of course I would uncheck this. Yeah, about the poses, you can load and save poses. So for example, we can just click on load pose here, and in our libraries legs we have for example here advancing. Let's just select that, click on show regenerate, and you can see a skeleton marching forward. And again, we can mirror that pose, we can save that pose, we can load configuration versus pose. Configuration means it will also load all the settings we have here, so what parts are selected. Load pose just means all the angles. So if I want to have this pose now for a completely other model, I can just save this pose, load it with the other selected parts, and that's it already. Yeah, and here on the left we have our show regenerate. It just redraws that. Save current model will just save this file. Generate and save model will just regenerate it. And I would say the most important point here, generate and export to customizer. This will export it that way that you can use it directly in the customizer. This means having the correct file name, for example. In the library, there can be multiple different parts. And so, for example, if I click on hip skeleton here, you can see we're now in our libraries legs skeleton library, and we could, for example, select other parts. As you can see here, we only have one part per option, so it doesn't make sense to select anything else. But we could, for example, if we had another library already available, just select another part here, and for example have like skeleton mixed with normal parts, so like a semi-zombified model. And yeah, I can also just drop out parts here, and if I draw it now again, you see everything from that part and below is now just missing. But yeah, now we can select the lower leg left once again, draw it once again, and we have it here again. And that's it already. That's how you use the legs generator. Pretty easy, I would say, but super handy, because having like all these different poses for legs is, in my opinion, a lot if you want to do every pose again for like a new model. And so you can just have your like 7 poses. As you can see here, I have 7 default poses here. They should probably also be in the generator. If they're not there, drop me a message and I can share them. And you can just like design new legs and put them all in all the poses you want very, very easily. And for this part, let's now check the part how to make your parts compatible. Of course, I'm opening Mesh Mixer now again, and I need some files now. So one of the files I always use when creating something is this, I call it Achsenkreuz in German, because it just shows you from all directions where the 0 point is, and that's really handy. And the other part I will include here are the legs from the customizer introduction video, the wonderful, beautiful legs there. So let's probably directly start with the hip. So the hip should just be placed somewhere that it connects to the main body here at the 0 point. And from down here it connects to the other upper legs. So let's look at our stick figure folder. It's completely empty now. So let's save that in that folder. I just have to look for that folder because that's another directory here. So now we are back in this folder, and let's just call this hip default. And now we need a definition file. So let's look for the skeleton. I'll just copy all the files from there over here and look at the hip file. And for the hip, just have the 2 positions defined, whereas the left and the right leg. And to determine them, I just usually take my Achsenkreuz here and move it where the connection point is. I would say somewhere like here. So we're at, let's just round the values a bit, at -2.8 and -1.6. So for the right, we're at -1.6, for Y we have 0, and then again -1.6. And since this model is symmetric, we can also use it for the left side and just not put the minus here. And that's it already. I should rename it to the same name as the STL file here is, and I should include the file ending, of course, like this. So this is our hip. And now what we can do, or what we should do, is just move these legs so they are starting at the 0 point. So we can remove our hip, and I can just take this and I can just do the negative values I previously had. And that's my upper leg right. Again, starting at 0 and pointing down here. So let's have a look at the definition file again. This should now be where the knee sits. So let's just take this and move it somewhere down here. I think from the back you can see it a bit better. Yeah, I would say here is probably fine. So at -0.75 and -7.5. Nice. So also let's just put the values in this file. And probably we can copy the file, the values also for the left side. Again, remove the minus here and rename that to this. And we can also move the left leg up here. Here we need the minus, and here we don't. So this is already upper leg right, and this is now upper leg left. All right, we can deactivate these two because we are finished with them. So let's now take the lower leg, or we can also include a knee like this. Let's do it. Yeah, somehow like this. And let's just export that as knee right default, and also as knee left default. So that's our knee. And now let's continue with the feet. So again, we can check our values here and move the feet now up by exactly these values. So it's 0.75 and 7.5. And then we can export this part as lower leg right default. Now I'll also move this up here, 0.75 and 7.5. It doesn't fit that perfect, but it's just for showing right now. All right, and then we can go to the definition files for them. So for the lower leg right default, and again we can just take our Achsenkreuz, move it where the intersection point is, like here. So we're at minus 0.6. Here we have again 0, and here we have minus 4.9. Let's save that, close that, and we can move this up by the values we had here. I can't remember the values. Let's have a look again. So 0.6 and 4.9. 0.6, 4.9. That's it. Export it as food right. These two can also be activated now. Now we have to do the same here. Check where the left foot is, probably like here. So see now the values do differ a bit. So we're at 0.2, here again a 0, and minus 5.5, I would say. And then again we can move the foot up by this, so minus 0.2 and 5.5. Exported at foot left. And basically that's it already. Let's check it out if it works. So if you include a folder image file here, as we have it for the skeleton, like here folder.jpg, you will see it here in the selection. But for now we don't have it, so let's just select that. You see nearly everything was selected except for the feet, so probably they are named wrong and need some naming here. And let's try it again. Select stick figure, and you see everything was selected. Let's draw it. And we have our model we just made compatible in the same pose we had for the skeleton. Again, we can do make feet flat. And you see now it's standing a bit better. And well, that's it. That's how you make your parts compatible to the Lex generator and how you use the Lex generator. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you create libraries, I'd be super happy to share them. Just drop me a link or send me a message. I'd be really happy to promote them. It would be really great. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good time and see you next time. Goodbye.